These are the champions. This is the Champions League, and we start with Classics Final today. The first of three road finals that everyone is anticipating. Good evening, I am the biggest of all dogs. Tonight with me is Mea, and at some point we expect Piero Chaka to join us for the two-man team. As I said, we have the Classics Final tonight, the first road final, and quite a surprising lot of finalists on one hand, and some expected names on the other. Let me just check the. Okay, we have D. Lamore. Are you gonna talk or not really? If not, just.
Talk, yes.
Okay, welcome. Okay,
Welcome.
I was talking about this final where we have some surprising names and some expected ones. I mean, we have Joe Whiteley, always someone you can expect in a final, even though he did not qualify originally in the first round,
Yep.
which is funny. I actually did, but couldn't play the semifinals, and several people, if I remember well, couldn't. And then we have Bassos, Trivelato, Alders, EDK, and George. It's a list of surprising names. Would you agree with me?
Yes, I only think Joe Whiteley and Edeka are the least surprising names, and the rest are very surprising.
Uh, I think that there's a lot of expectations on guys like Bastos or Amoxos, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
depending of the day, and Trivelato, which, despite debuting this season, seem to handle themselves pretty well, and they can actually have a decisive word to say this evening. What do you expect of them?
Uh, well, Basso and Trivelato were both dominating the second, the half final, so I think they have a really good shot to win the final also. They are in really good form, especially Trivelato in this Champions League, so can expect a podium at least for Trivelato.
So, if you had to take a guess, if you had to do your own prediction for the podium, uh, who would you put in first, second, and third today?
It's gonna be, I think, between Joe or Trivelato for first place, and then EDK, and then behind him Alder. So I think Basso
I
will.
think it's
Yes.
an interesting possibility. I myself would put, because we have to, even if it doesn't happen, we have to consider Joe Whiteley as a favorite here,
Yes,
considering
he's still the main
the lobby.
favorite.
He's not only a world champion in another discipline, but he's been very consistent. On the other hand, EDK, also a great player.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his time to shine. Uh, I would definitely put Trivelato and Amoxos in that fight for the podium with EDK. I think Alders might be a surprise, but might be a bit inconsistent. The same for George.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
and
agree.
we'll be seeing the parkour soon. Soon, sorry. Want to do a quick comment on them. Uh, After all, this is the classics final, so AML. Feel free to slide them in. All right, here we go. Well, I think it's an interesting choice of parkours. Is Paris Roubaix the final one? Is that the order, Emma? All right, thank you. So we start with pretty much what is considered by many a flat classic in Echbar and Frankfurt. I
Yep.
don't know if I spelled that well or not.
Cool.
Uh, then we have a very interesting mountain stage, Aivolo, and then of course the mythical Paris-Roubaix. What do you think of the parcours for this evening?
It's really all between everything. So flat, hilly, cobbles. So we can expect to see much different tactics in this kind of races.
I quite like that there's a little bit of everything in here. Tactics
Yeah.
will indeed be a key. And given the order of the races, well, obviously the final one will always be the decisive one. But given the order of the races and how I expect most people to handle themselves well in the mountain one, I would say that the first race, Frankfurt, the flat one, where a sprint will be held in some sort of form or way, unless Break manages to escape, might be the wild card here, might be decisive for the GC. So starting well might be important.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite hard in the first stage to get a break going with the flat sector after the blast climb. So I think it's going to be difficult with that. But yeah, if you win that stage, you have to be in a bit of a controlling in the second one and see how it goes further after that.
And by the way, as we speak, we all already have our starting GC, so to speak, with the entry points.
Oh yeah, true that.
Lasso, Amoxos, whatever you want to call him, and Alders are currently tied in first place with 30 points. Joe Whiteley and DDK come with the second order of entry points, 15 points to each. Trivelato and George, 5 to each one. So both Bastos and Alders start with the 30 points gap, 15 to Joe and DDK, which can be easy to recover for them. On the other hand, Trivelato and George go with a bigger difference to those two, 25 points. Can that make a huge difference, or is it something to easily recover on the road?
I think it's easily recover. If you are first and the guy with 30 points is second, you already made the gap clear. So
Also, hello Nacho, welcome to the chat. So at the end of the day, unless it gets really, really close, this might not be as decisive as some like to think, right?
yes, indeed.
We will see. And stage is launching, which by IMA graphics might mean a little bit while. Let's see. Oh, speaking of which, I need to actually... Okay, there we go. I'm set up.
And ready to go.
And ready to go. As we wait for the amazing graphics of IMA that at least always shows a great presentation to show up. Yes, it is, Emil. Thank you.
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain.
Okay,
but
race
at
is
least
going
the
to start.
teams with sprinters won't be complaining.
I already
and
see
of course, those
Dumoulin,
opportunists with a bit
one
of
of
daring
the not
won't make their life
participants of
easy.
the night, in the front. Emil's
Nice
rider.
part.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Have fun, and I hope we have some good races. Okay, the race starts. George with Great Britain 2, Joe with 1. Then we have EDK with the Portuguese kit. We have Basso with... What even is that?
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe, right. Trivelato with the Germany one, and I think everyone's...
Colombiano with the...
Alders with the...
Alder with the Colombian.
Yes, with the Colombian one, indeed. So, as we begin the race, everyone is together, and let's see who strikes first. There's still a little bit of flat to go before that climb, so
Yeah.
curious to see if someone risks of trying to make a break now.
I expected it to be happening for the first climb.
Let's see. Right now, everyone going very calmly. Trivelato with
making
3
break.
men on the left side. Let's see if he might make some move. Not yet. It's all very calm before the storm. And right now, a very conservative race.
Yep.
Like you said, and this is not surprising, things might go down in the first climb. Emma, if you could show us the profile for the first climb. Sorry. There we go. Oh, there's the first climb. And he takes 78 Sprinter, 79 Mountain, and who's the other guy? The Cobblers.
I think he's going to try to bring the 79 mounts over the hills to bring
Trivelato joins. Can you show us who he has?
84 hills.
Cobbles guy, no Sprinter, 79 Mountain guy. So, EDK going for something a lot of us like to do, which is try to pass the Sprinter outright from the start, putting him into the break. There's still a long way to go. Do you think this could work?
If they control behind, I don't think it's gonna work.
And there we have Joe Whiteley striking. He goes with the 79 Mountain, the 78 Sprinter, the Shock. And who is the other one? Sorry, I did not. Oh, the Cobble guy. Okay, so 3 men in the front: Trivelato, EDK, Joe Whiteley.
And Basso and Aller controlling.
Yeah, they're controlling for now, but I expect Albert to go, and there he goes. 3 men with the Couples guy, with the
And also the
78. Yes, indeed. So, do we have the ingredients for an interesting first climb here? What do you think?
What was the question again?
If we have the ingredients for a interesting first climb with these men on the break.
Yep, indeed we have.
Most people have the Sprinter, but someone doesn't have it. Trivelato, I think, I'm not sure.
Yes, both sprinters or Trivelato are still in the back, the peloton.
Okay, I see 85 sprinters in the peloton. Interesting choice.
So another 78.
Yeah, someone didn't take the 78 for the break, which is I'm trying to find out who.
Yep, only Trivelato.
Trivelato, okay, thank you.
So maybe he's gonna try to
Lure and try and pace the pass him. Oh,
yes.
George attacking with 4 man. That's interesting.
If the break is gonna stay in front, then Trivelato is.
Well,
Yes.
he will have the responsibility now.
Indeed. And he is also going with the sprinters
So,
now.
EDK, I believe, is the only man to not have the 85 Sprinter in the race.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice. Do you think that do you think he has a shot here, or that someone will actually try and make this as hard as possible to avoid sprinters?
I think they're gonna make it so hard as possible on the climbs to isolate the 85 or even the 78 climb, the 78 sprint.
So EDK and Alder pacing in the front, and EDK has to be the one that was trying to close his own gap while pacing, which always sucks. I mean, if someone's looking at least close, don't open the gaps. Everyone gets back together, and we were as we started. 36 men on the beginning of the climb in 6 kilometers. There's a bit of distrust right now. If this was a real race in an actual road, I'd say that everyone would be looking at each other right now.
Mm-hmm. And then it's time to attack if someone is good at each other. And on the Veldberg, ideal not to attack.
I'm waiting to see movements again. Basso has a 3-man well positioned. Is he going to strike? George with 4. That seems like a possible attack. And making an EDK.
EDK is. I think EDK is going. He's one.
Let's see who strikes first. 1 kilometer. The climb is in effect just about now, and EDK is the one starting to pace.
With his sprint spot.
Yes. Good placement for now. Let's see what he does. Joe Whiteley, as he likes to, always in the back of the peloton. And EDK with 3 trains of 2.
Yes, something you don't see that often anymore.
Indeed. It's not that often that we see it nowadays. But he gets the gap with the first 2, and who are they? 79 Mountain and Cobbles guy, if I said correctly. And it's a small gap. Let's see if someone tries to go or close. So right now we have an interesting image here, because we see Joe Whiteley here with his first train closing his own gap for the second to avoid dropping. A good tactic. And in the front is Alder and the EDK right now. You were going to say, sorry?
No, I expect them more attacks on this climb already, and now I see only EDK and Honor making it hard for the rest.
Very aggressive, pacing and
Yep.
placing his entire team in the front, and he gets the gap. Alders is with him. Let's see where they can go. It's
Trivelato and
trying
George
to-
behind.
Yeah, they're trying to join the party. There's someone else there, Emma. Who is it? It's
Basso.
Is feared by many
Basso
riders. The
and
percentages are
Joe.
very
George.
high.
No,
No?
George.
Joe.
Georgia and Joe, I believe it was.
Yeah, one guy of Joe I saw.
It was one of each of us. So well, and it's becoming a messy situation. The race seems to be imploding right now in this first
Several
climb as
riders are in
expected, but the
trouble.
climb is about to reach the end. Let's see who manages to make life harder for the sprinters. Who manages to take advantage of this? It's EDK with a 4-man drain now.
And there's a gap going.
Yeah, there's a
EDK
gap.
in good position.
Tremendous work by EDK so far, blowing up the race, trying as much as he can. But
Now
it's Joe
Joe
White
tries.
trying to take advantage and reaching with the acceleration. Can he make it? He will not make it right now.
There is
He
still
has-
some interesting hill at
And here
the
we go.
downhill where he
Yeah,
can make
yeah,
pace back.
I was actually going to say that it's not exactly your typical resting downhill.
Yep, there's still one big full gas climb.
Solid move by Joe Whiteley, though, seeing that he needed to close that immediately,
Yep,
managing to get the gap, and he will eventually catch them if everything goes according to normal. And he's about to do so. So we have 12 riders behind. Can we see them, Emma? It's Trivelato, it's Alders, the dead rider from EDK, formerly dead, and it's 2 from George. All those are already said, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
yeah, they need to.
But will they, though?
I don't know who they got in the front. If they got the 78 sprinter in the front, they don't have to work for the guys
And
behind.
EDK again in this little bit of uphill, ramping up the pace again. Joe Whiteley follows behind, and they're creating a gap again with Trivelato with 3 men, I believe it is. It's becoming increasingly confusing in this race.
Someone
because
with 2
EDK
behind.
Oh,
It's George.
it's
With the
George, and
sprint.
it's the 85 sprinter. That's casualties all already happening.
And who's the other guy from George? I don't know.
Probably a helper, we'll see that. Let me just check my notes here. Okay, so at this point, Joe is the only one with the, or was, the only one with the 85 sprinter in the front. Might be again as gaps begin to open up again.
Yeah. In this flat.
And 45 seconds already. We have Trivelato, EDK, and Joe.
And
And Joe is going with 4
Joe
guys,
with
I
the
believe.
sprinters.
Joe playing smart here, getting his 85 sprinter in the front might be a move that pays off if well executed. Another false flat here. Meanwhile, it's Basso controlling it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he will attack or... Well, if he wanted to do something, now would have been the time, because when the climb starts, he will not have opportunity to do much there.
Alder and Basso control it.
Yes, it is the Field Pixel. Sorry, yes, it is. Welcome to the stream, Hooli. Welcome, guys. It's always a pleasure to see you here.
So,
The Damore, say hi to Field Pixel. He was mentioning you. Okay, there you go. Emma is saying GG, Joe, and right now it's looking good for the Brit.
Yep,
Not gonna
looking
lie.
very good.
Tremendous monster start from EK, but it turned out that he right now only has 2 guys. He has the climber, and who's the other guy? Sorry.
I hope for him it's a 78 sprint.
Yeah, I was wondering that, because if it's not, it might turn out to be a complicated race for him. Show us the front. Who's the other guy he has? There's Almeida, and who's the other one?
Okay, thanks.
IMA, who's the other one? EDK, who's the other rider here? Oh, he's attacking now. It's the cobbles.
Antunes.
Oh, exactly. So,
But
he
now
finally-
EDK is also with the full train back again.
Wow, and Alders takes the opportunity to try and join that. Joe Whiteley trying to place a 79 guy as well. George sees the opportunity, tries to go, he's going to close the gap. Alders is following with 2 more guys or 3. Right
Watch
now
out.
it's
There are a
registering
few
everyone
riders in
together,
trouble at the
and the
back.
gap is open. Oh, there's a big mess going on again in this climb as
Yep.
expected.
The climbs are very messy.
And it's EDK again. Hats off to the Portuguese. He's giving us an amazing show so far.
Yep, with Joe together.
Let's see where they can go, and particularly EDK, which isn't someone you're used to see nowadays in these finals, but he don't get fooled by that. He's a very good player.
Yep, one of the most experienced guys in the
Indeed.
peloton.
Probably the biggest veteran in this race. Well, not probably, indeed the biggest veteran in this race.
Yes, he is the oldest of the older guys.
Indeed. So, desperately the peloton trying to stick together. Now it's Bastos doing a movement to try and catch those 2 guys from Joe behind.
Yep, he
To
needs to
help him.
come back with us. He was with 6 behind.
Again, we have 2 men dropped behind, and it's
It's
George.
again
suffering.
George.
Yeah, that I don't think. I don't even know who the 85 sprinter of GB2 is, but it's
They
Lawless.
won't play.
Yeah, Lawless is definitely gonna have a very tough race.
Yep. George is a bit sleepy. Sleepy starts from him.
Yeah, that's the inconsistency we've talked about. George definitely one of the sensations of the season. Also, well, not his debut season, but the season where he
This climb
shocked a lot of
features some
people.
dreadful
Yeah.
percentages.
Still very inconsistent in road, more known for track, and even then, still has a lot to prove. Let's see if he can do it tonight.
Still has a lot to learn.
As Wupperstein begins, 1.3 kilometer climb with 8.1 average, and now it's Basso and EDK getting a very small gap.
But
They are
already
pacing hard
close.
there. Yeah, but there's really a hard
going to
pace
take
in
them
all
on
of
by
these
himself.
climbs. They are definitely trying to make the sprinters suffer.
Oh, and George is again.
Oh, poor Lawless. It's gonna be a suffering for him.
Yep, same for Carty.
El Colombiano, welcome as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you are okay, amigo.
A rider just launched
And-
an attack.
Joe Whiteley trying to catch the Trivelato that I was looking at the chat. I didn't even see how he placed that man there. Don't know if it was just lucky of a gap opening by pace, or if
He attacked.
Or if he
He
attacked. Oh,
attacked.
he attacked. What
Yes.
guy? I wonder which guy it is.
Storek. I don't know which guy Storek is from the team.
Oh, it sounds familiar. Because I remember we discussed this placement in the
Falling
DB in the
behind. The team
beginning of
leader
the
is
tournament.
falling
I can't
We're
really
halfway to the
remember.
finish line. The team leaders should be coming more and more to
And
the
he
there-
fore.
tries to go.
Attacked by Niels Pollitt.
79. Okay.
Now in with the
78.
78. So
Oh,
if I
and
was
EDK
the
strikes
peloton,
again.
I should pace behind.
And that's what Passos seem to be doing.
Yep.
Moxos, whatever you want to call him. Any day of the week, different names. All you have to do is choose.
It's cool.
And like, damn, Joe Whiteley.
It's cool in car. And the 2 of Triflat joining.
Yes, might end up being a very hard race for a few with all this stretching and attacking and gapping and getting back together.
Yep. Peloton seems to be at an halt.
Let's see if there's cooperation here. Right now it's Trivelato putting the pace with his entire train, and it's always fun to see.
Smart. Well, he should.
Not gonna make any comments about it as the next climb begins. And Joe doesn't, I don't see, I think Joe's trying to pass to the front now.
And
I wonder if you would have to take a guess how these energy bars, especially for the two types of sprinters, are going right now.
well, I'm not that kind of expert in road to already know that.
Well, we
It's
already
more
saw.
your specialty.
Yeah, we already saw Lawless is definitely in the limit, so that
Yep.
one, unless the race really calms down, is quite done. I still see some good energy in a few guys, so I expect things to become interesting, and we'll see what happens in this climb.
Two of the helpers of George are dead, I think. The guys that were in back with the whole time
Oh,
dropping. So
yeah.
I
So
know
one,
that's for sure.
well, one of them is Lawless.
Yes, and the
so,
other
like,
was hard.
and now it's Amoxos turning up a little bit of pace, trying to
Yep.
reduce
Keep the
that
gap
advantage.
as small as
Yeah.
possible.
Let's see what he can do here. He has his two trains. Is he just pacing? Is he gonna get a gap?
EDK is also pacing in the front to not let them go back.
Amoxos pacing very hard right now, and it's Alder that it's he's gonna get a gap. He's going for it.
He's getting a gap.
He's going for it, and it's George who tries to close. George with his 4-man. We know the other two are suffering.
Yep.
It's survival of the fittest, and
He keeps going, he keeps pushing, and everything's breaking apart again. 12 men in 3 groups. It's all riders. It's a big mess.
It's gonna be hard for the A1 to get back at this tempo.
Yeah, they're really going for it.
Yeah.
As the two groups behind rejoin in a peloton, E1 starts a little bit of uphill again, and Alder tries to go for it.
In which riders does Alder have in the peloton?
And Garen Thomas from Joe trying to catch
Make
up
a gap to help.
Wow, it's messy right now. Everything's falling apart, at least for a little bit.
Joe waiting with the two in the front to make a train with the other two who joined him.
Yeah, that's classic Joe, classic PCM UK, and classic to a lot of good players to always try and close the gap with your own riders if you have them in the front.
Yes. It's more that he waited with his two are ready.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And that's good playing there.
Yeah.
EDK and Trivelato working in the front. Let's see if Pitcock is going to help or not. 137. Can this be enough?
If they get in the gap with the last climb, then I think this is gonna make it to the end.
I wonder who's gonna work behind. If they're gonna work behind. Trivelato, Joe, EDK, they're pacing. Alder seems to just be in the wheel right now.
Do we have a 78 wood? All the 78s.
Trying to find out as well, MA, if you let us know. I don't see any. 73s are a lot of them.
Alder, no one. EDK, does EDK have one?
Oh.
No, goes to false. No. Not yet seen.
MA, no 78 sprinters in E1, I assume?
Yes, I saw one.
It's Trivelato
got one.
And who's the other one? I think there were two.
Joe got one.
Oh, that's right. Was I expecting EDK to also have one?
Maybe his last rider. I don't saw him very good. And maybe goes to the last rider of EDK. Oh no, it's Almeida. No, that's not 78. So only Jordan Trivelato has a 78 sprint.
And right now the gap is melting. Only 1 minute, give or take, and some pocket change. Joe in the front with Trivelato.
I don't see.
Yeah, sorry.
In the E1 they don't really relay that hard right now. So the gap is melting away.
Oh, and
And
Alder's going from the left side. I thought he was going to make a movement. No, he's been very passive in the break. Typical wheel sucking, which is not what I expect from him. But let's see if it works. If he's playing
it's
it smart.
understandable right now because he doesn't have a 78 where the other
No,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, only Joe has, so theoretically,
and
Trivelator
Pivolato has also. So either
theoretically, K at least has 4 guys, so also understandable that he's trying to do something with it.
Yeah.
And behind, who's A2? Oh, it was Joe, but he recovered.
So George is the one he was facing right now.
And one more climb to go. Let's see if we can control Lawless enough to make him survive. Is this going to be a mass sprint, the Damore? What are your bets here?
It's 1 minute with still.
It's a very, very inconclusive gap right now. I think we'll be sure after the final climb.
Still 40 k's to go, I think. After
And
that.
George asking for help from Amoxos. Amoxos complaining that Alder is shouldn't work, which I haven't seen him do, to be honest, because he doesn't have 78.
Yep.
So there starts to be some tension in the peloton.
So that is an plus for the break. If they don't relay well.
Amoxos desperately trying to close it. It's still 1 minute. Let's see what happens now. This is the
Final
decisive
climb.
moment. Final climb. Let's see if they can actually consolidate this gap or if the dream for the break is over.
So with full force.
Desperately trying to close it. He's getting a bit desperate, but let's see if he can make it work. Because let's be honest, it's just him and George behind. Oh, he attacked. That will do it.
And George following with the second.
Oh my god, George goes with a full team. Fantastic.
Still with the flawless.
Yeah, I mean, he managed to do so. He suffered a lot, but let's see if it paid off. And now George is letting Amoxos carry him. Smart from the Brit, to be honest, but he
needs to pace now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's definitely gonna need to put in some work now if he wants to have a shot at this race. It's 57 seconds, and then the downhill begins.
Watch out. A team
Can
leader is falling
they
behind.
make it back? Oh, the tension is in the air. 58 seconds. 40k, give or take. Amoxos again.
1 minute.
And he already has 3 men.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's messy.
And are they gonna go back in the A1?
Oh, and Lawless suffering again, but he has time to rejoin because it is a bit of downhill. Let's see if he can make it. He's giving it all, and
his energy.
Back.
His energy is.
He's really dying there, but he's lucky it's in a point where he might have a shot.
Yeah. We will. First, they need to come back in the peloton.
Yeah, that's the main thing. 45 seconds and falling.
Joe wants to have none of it. Alder and George.
Someone died in the front. I'm assuming someone lost a helper.
Oh my god, there's a gap now.
Oh, and Alder's attacks.
And George.
And George? Is it George with him?
No. George stopped. No, wait.
It is George with him.
Mula.
41 seconds.
Alder has 85. Alder says 85 wants to close it.
Oh, EDK down to 3 guys. 30 kilometers to go. They can close it. It's 30 seconds. They can close it. And it's Amoxos boss or whatever. He's going to close that. He needs to desperately close that.
Yep. With
23 seconds. bit of
gonna
tension
be-
right now.
It's gonna be a good 30Ks. Exciting.
Cool.
And George, someone attacks in the front.
There's movement in the front, Emea.
Yes,
won?
I saw.
Yeah, I saw as well. It's Joe. Joe was pacing really hard. It wasn't an attack, but he seemed to be pacing really hard at that point.
Joe still with 4 guys.
Joe's still with 4 guys. He has a great chance here. Trivalato is down to 2. Alders is down to 2. EDK has 3. But what matters is, do you have a sprinter? And the answer is
they don't
no.
have.
Trivalato still has, I believe.
Yes, I think he has the 78 still there. So Joe and Trivalato.
Well, don't underestimate those without a sprinter, because we've seen it before, and it might happen again that the guy with the sprinter might actually lose in the end. I've beaten guys with a sprinter before, others have. It can always happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
But I don't see the Peloton coming back. It's now 1.5 minutes.
No, Miru. There are 2 78 sprinters in the front, one of Joe and one of Trivalato. Everyone else does not have a faster sprinter in the front.
Indeed.
Hello, Piero. So, back to the race, 1 minute. They definitely made it. Unless something disastrous happens now, it's going to be between Joe, EDK, Trivalato, and Alders, who does not have a sprinter, as well as EDK.
Joe in the pole position for this one.
Yeah.
Full match.
Let's see if he doesn't bottle it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, an attack from Stibar, highly doubt it makes it.
It's an all or nothing attack.
Desperately pacing to keep that gap.
Thomas with the detonation.
Yeah, but it's looking good. Stibar isn't going anywhere. Not with enough energy anyway.
Yeah. And George isn't closing anything right now.
And EDK now doing his job, which is getting a good positioning, not working, doesn't have a sprinter, doesn't have to. Trivalato only has 2 men. It has to be Joe here doing all of the work.
Joe actually still also has 3 men because one is on the brink of dying.
And now George. Yeah, but it's too late. It's 8
too late.
kilometers.
It's 10 Ks to go with.
7.
Yes.
Joe keeps his heroic effort. EDK gave us all one hell of a show, but who's going to cross that line first?
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
They're positioning their man. EDK on the center, moving to the right. Trivalato in the middle. Joe comes from the left. Alder takes the right side with EDK. They're... Oh my, 3K to go. The sprint is going to be launched. Now we have EDK right, Alders, and Joe center. Joe gets a little bit blocked there. They launched the sprint.
Joe
EDK
behind in the sprint.
To the left, Alder, the center. Joe is not well positioned. Let's see who makes it. It's going to be Alder. It's going to be Trivalato.
It's going to be...
Oh, Joe!
Trivalato wins the stage.
Trivalato wins the stage. Winner wins chicken dinner.
And on the third.
Unbelievable that Joe did not manage to make a good sprint there, but still enough for second place.
Yeah. He was a bit behind in the final sprint.
If there was justice, though, EDK would have done podium at least, because he gave us one hell of a show. He tried. He was unfortunate that the final movement that resulted in that break did not have a 78 there, but it is part of the race. Joe, what went wrong in that sprint, and thank you for being here.
Nothing really. Just good sprint from Trivalato.
It seemed, it was all very quick, but it seemed at some point when you were moving that you might have gotten someone in your front there, but not enough to block you.
No. It was just a drag race to the finish, and he just pipped me at the line. I'm fine with the second place at this stage.
You tried to play for the slipstream?
No.
Okay.
I just did my lead out. He did his lead out. He just timed his sprint better.
Do you feel you had obligation to do better because you had a bigger lead out?
Oh, well, I mean, I've absolutely raked the rest of the groups in that race, so I don't care about the sprint.
Second place, it's a good start. Do you plan to or do well? You obviously plan, but are you confident that you can consolidate this and actually go for the lead in the mountain stage next?
We'll see.
All right, thank you, Joe. Trivalato, what a beast you be! I agree, that was a fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic sprint.
Trivalato very strong.
My hats off to EDK. What a fantastic race! It's a shame he didn't have the sprinter there, but hats off, man. Much respect. You really did a fantastic and entertaining race. Meanwhile, we almost forget that Alder ended up in the podium. Um, interesting position for the Colombian. He had a very inconsistent race in the sense that he was very not inconsistent, inconspicuous, because he hardly ever made part of the action aside being there,
True, he
which is what
stayed
matters.
most of the times in the wheels of others.
Well, he played it smart.
Yep.
He did not get a win, but he starts in the
He
podium.
was
That's good.
he was very close to being the second guy.
Yeah, smart playing or the attempt to do so. It ends on a podium. It's not bad.
It's still a medal if you look at it.
If he can keep it.
Yes, indeed.
There's no reason to believe not, but there's still 2 stages to go, and everything can still happen. So,
and we want to see what George and Basso are doing in this stage right now.
Okay, ranking at the moment: Trivalato leading 105 points. Joe second 85, Alder's third 80, Amogos fourth 55, EDK fifth 50, and George last 23 points. Thank you, Anna. Entry points. Joe is Joe with his celebration. Indeed, the entry points are currently third and fourth, and Joe's 15 points are keeping his gap to 20 points only from Trivalato, so he has time to recover them. Meanwhile, it's not a fun party for George, 23 points. And EDK, despite all of his work, and Basso as well, they have quite the catching up to do, 50 and 55 points each.
Already somewhat behind, yes, true.
Oh, hold on for a bit. Just checking some notes here. No, you can keep seeing. I'm just seeing something here. Okay. So.
Now the big mountain.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one.
What do you think? Should someone try it with 6-man train?
Oh God, no.
No, not an attack from the start.
Oh God, no. I mean, you can attack from the start, but if you're going to attack with a 6-man train, especially on a stage like this, good luck with that. Hello, Nacho. Trivalato has played before in this season. It's his first season, though.
Yep. He started in the German championships.
So I would not be at all surprised if he won this. Actually, I have money on him, so nonetheless, I am unbiased, so I don't really care who wins. I just want to see one heck of a show. Okay, we wait for the second stage to launch. Okay, right now, this season's Champions League at an all-time high with our viewership. Thank you all for being here and watching. 17. We peaked so far at 17 viewers.
Because you are now here to commentate, and it's not me only.
No, I think you're doing fine. Don't worry. So, round and round we go, and back to the start we are. That is the start of another stage. But we already have some casualties in the war, and some are already taking an interesting lead. But it's still too soon to claim anyone has won. So anything is still up for grabs. Didamori, based on what we saw, disappointment for EDK because he had one heck of a race.
It was that he not brought us sprinter, like he said. That's the
Sorry?
only reason that
Didn't
he
hear that?
didn't bring his sprinter.
I think he could have played it a bit smarter, working less in the front because he didn't have a sprinter, but the man tried, and I actually
Yep.
respect that. And I think he had some bad luck in the final sprint, and obviously there were 278 sprinters. That's, like I said, it's possible to beat them, but it's extremely hard and won't happen every day, especially when they're in the hands of two capable sprinters.
Indeed. Now, we want to see what ADK is planning right now. Does he attack also again?
Are
I'm
slim,
very
what are-
curious
not
to see that,
non-existent.
actually.
Yes. And what are Baso and George doing in this?
Watch out, a team
Well,
leader is falling
these
behind.
are two guys that actually need
And so they're off
to
on their first
Yeah.
climb.
to actually take responsibility here because they need to. They need points.
Indeed.
As the Col du Sangota starts, is that well pronounced?
I think so. I'm not gonna try to.
I have no freaking idea. But then again, the stage has started, and
Yep.
very calm as the climb begins on a very steep gradient, and will lessen up a bit and be more loose in its final part.
So Alder's already going with a 79.
Who's the other rider in that he has? 74 maybe? No, it's the
84.
yeah, it's the 84. That's a good move.
Yep.
It's a good move. Feels
George
a bit
already with
short.
it, right?
Oh, that wait, really? I didn't see the. I hadn't seen.
I see the wiggle emotion.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, Cifalato also with the wiggle emoji.
Alder's
Look at these.
slowly pacing there, trying to create a gap. It's right now Basso who's not allowing it to open. And what is that? Is that a 6-man train, George?
Aye. Yes, it
The
is.
riders are going through a very tough
Aye.
portion with
It's
percentages
typical
above
George.
10%.
Aye, that's not gonna end well. And there goes Amoxos trying to reach Alder. He
With
needs
his
to
climb.
make something happen. With
Oh.
ooh.
Oh, he's positioning himself. in
No,
front.
it's just positioning. It looked like he was going. I don't know if he changed his mind or it's just the impression. Let's see if he goes or not. I'm very curious.
No, he doesn't. I think
He's
it was
not?
just to create this train.
Yeah. He's got the 4-man train going, EDK with two 3-man train, and it's Joe Whiteley that's wants to control the race, and George is doing George stuff in the back with his 6-man train.
Yep, I don't think it's gonna go well for George if I see this.
Yeah, as Pierre was saying, half peloton already burned. It was quite fast. Yeah, I was shocked at it. I did not expect it to go so quickly, but
George again, no, Joe again in the back with his pen. Like you said, the PCM UK thing.
yeah, living dangerously, living in the edge. We do love to do that, but if there's someone that is actually a master at it, it's Joe.
And
I have improved that part actually of my playing, but Joe is always Joe.
yep.
Alder
Maybe
getting a
I
1.5
try
minute
it
gap.
when playing.
What, sorry?
Maybe I should try it sometimes in the back.
As they go over
Well,
the
there's
top,
one
the
thing you
riders
need to
breathe a
have to
sigh
play
of
that
relief
style,
and hope to
which is
recover a
being
bit on
very
the way
cold,
down.
because at some points there's gonna be gaps, and
Yeah.
one cannot panic.
Nah, then that's nothing for me.
Knowing you, I mean, it wasn't for me. I'm definitely not an expert at it, and I don't always do it. I like to have a decent position in the mountain. I often attack and all of that, but I've improved that part of my game. And
Yeah,
here we
it's
have Basso getting a gap.
Mm,
Piero.
what did he?
I'm dying here. Thank you, Piero. That was joke of the night. Please, director, censor the door to six-man train. I think there are kids watching this. I have to agree, Piero. The Champions League organization would like to apologize for broadcasting comedy at this time of the night.
And that for a final.
All right. Okay, so everything's back to where it was because Alder is still the one in the front, and Amoxos is still the one heading the peloton, or was, because as I speak, new movement arises.
George says, "Let the leader work." Some classical line.
Yeah, that's the most classical line in PCM history, except when the leader doesn't and everyone gets fucked. Because people forget that, yes, the leader has responsibility, but everyone else does too, because people who win don't need to win.
Trifalato doesn't need to win, actually. The other ones are behind him, so...
Yeah, I mean, the guy in the front is third place, and if he does second, life is still good for him right now.
Yeah, indeed.
So, Trivalato putting himself in the front, not necessarily pacing. Oh, and Alder is alone. Alder lost his 84 Hills guy.
Well...
Expected, naturally.
79 only.
That's why when I saw him going only with that guy as a helper, I was a bit... I had a bit of distrust in the move. I expected him to take someone else. Let's see what he can do with a 79 rider on a long solo ride until the action truly starts behind.
Indeed. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 climbs to go, and it's already alone with 79.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a good move, in my opinion, if he had a bit more company to him.
Yep.
But I'm curious to see what he's trying here, because this isn't inline. You're not going to get KOMs, and if you want to get your 79 in the front, which is a very good thing to do, you will need to preserve him and keep him there for as long as you can, so that he might actually be useful when you need him later. And Trivalato is the one still controlling the race. It's a big gap, though.
But so many KMs to go.
Yeah, there's still a lot to go. Over 145 kilometers, so right now 147.1.
It's in such percentages,
and there's not really much will at the moment to put a higher pace. Let's see if that changes. We're at the steep part now. Moves might be made, and as we see, of course, there is helpers dropping.
Yep.
It is, isn't Piero? I'm very curious to see where this goes, because he is doing a solo. Let's see if his plan goes well, and if he can manage it well.
Gonna be hard with.
It's still a solo, right?
Yeah, it's 79.
Oh, and Joe Whiteley is preparing to move, because there goes one of the 8. Oh, it's Adam Yates actually.
With so 79 with, I think, also...
Yeah, and the 79, and I don't know who's the guy helping him. Oh, the 70, yeah, that's a good move. There's a classic move.
Better move than what Aldo did. There was someone with more mountain stats to help.
All right, my apologies. I'm back. What did I miss?
Joe attacking only. For the rest, nothing
I
happening.
I saw the beginning of that, so it looks like I didn't lose anything.
Nope.
Right now, it's Joe already getting 1.5 minutes. Let's see how this will go for him. Seems to be a good move. Let's see where he takes it. And Aldo right now with quite the interesting gap with his 79 guy. I mean, we have over 6 minutes already there. Things going very quiet in the peloton. Sorry, you were saying?
Very good attack from Joe.
Yeah. Quite interested to see where Alder can take this break. Why they all lose those helpers for free in the front? Yes, I've been wondering the same, to be honest. Vamos Alder says not true. Let's see. He's doing good so far. An interesting race.
Leo says Alder has already won the race.
Piero, Miro Rivera, they are not interested in winning the race. Well, that's an interesting point. they're just sponsoring camera, yes.
He means uselessness.
Who's the Leo PCM guy? Is it Leo Falandri? Leo Pa?
Yes.
I did the fire yourself. Oh, it is. Okay. He's saying Alder won the race already.
I think it's a bit early to say, but Leo was world champion, so I don't disagree.
Leo says teammates are useless in the DB. That was the right move. Well, that's not far from the truth, but that's also not 100% the case. I mean, if you take a 74 guy, something more, if you take one or two helpers with you, they will still serve you before dying, which will be sooner than we'd like, but such is life. Okay, Piero and Leo are betting on Alders if he plays decently, because he has such a big gap, 6 minutes right now. And let's remind everyone, it is not a summit finish. There's a big downhill to go before the end of the stage.
Small uphill sprint.
Indeed. And now it's Basso doing, I don't know if it's, it is a 5-man train, isn't it? Yeah. And the peloton is being very, very passive.
Yep. They just let him go. 2 minutes already for Joe. And it's more than 7 minutes to Alder.
It's just growing. No one is putting a controlling pace on it. How, Miru? The answer is by going very slowly. Emma? I mean, we can call it lower level, and obviously there's a lot to defend that, sure. But hey, at least it's not always the same race with people doing the same thing. So
yep,
quite interested to see what happens here.
Triflato and Basso.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Most of the guys who are in the front, you can see 80k or George in screen.
Well, right now, this is perhaps the most passive mountain stage I've seen so far, other than, of course, what Joe and Alder have been doing, especially Alder. And Trivalato goes?
Yep. Which
hello, Frobbo, welcome.
Hi. Sorry for the delay. I had
no problem,
internal problems.
Have you been watching this?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it so far?
No, I was only watching the last 5 minutes because I didn't want to join asking what is happening because it's not professional.
Trivalato and EDK finally trying
Yep.
to make something happen, and it's Amoxos that is trying to. Well, I don't know if he's trying to close that gap. I mean, his pace could be higher, but don't exactly know what's his plan for this stage. But whatever it is,
Maybe consolidate strategy to come back later.
maybe consolidate to I don't fifth place. I don't know. It depends on
Yeah.
what happens now, to be honest. And I haven't seen George the entire stage, so mountain stages are definitely not his strong. And there goes, oh, EDK is actually with Almeida. I hadn't seen that. And there comes
Okay,
Alder.
if Trivellato can save
They're
the
heading
third guy,
downhill, so they've got to make sure to keep warm and make
they
no
can have a
mistakes on their
possibility.
trajectory.
Of course, uh, Alter has no chances.
Hello,
Six
Ghostman.
minutes.
Welcome to the chat.
6 minutes already.
It's a bit lower
is-
now, but for the front guys, it's still a big gap.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I think Alder has no chances. Okay, I'm not understanding why Trivellato isn't sacrificing at 99. No, not at 99, not, but at 80 is rider.
Well, there's a lot to not understand in this. Oh, and George is actually in the lobby confirmed.
Yep. And George is in front of Basso now.
Wow, this is becoming so messy.
The battle for 5th place is on between those two guys.
Yeah, that's the dream in the Champions League, not.
Yep.
Meanwhile, finally, Velato putting some pace.
Listen to Frabo.
He's getting a direct feed for Frabo or the stream. I don't know. Either way, good luck, Trive, and to all, of course.
Alder joined the group with his leader.
Really, I didn't notice that.
In F of A1.
FF.
Damn,
that's
that's
good.
then
That's a
really
place
good
for
for him.
actually. That's a really good place for him then, because that actually makes it very advantage.
Yeah.
Very.
He doesn't have to work then, and he has no guy in
Yeah,
front.
and he
so
has his leader there, so whatever goes.
it's a win-win for him.
Yeah, and whatever happens, he can always now get the 79 to actually produce something in the end if
that
needed,
the strongest can create some gaps.
and
And
helping his leader of course.
if Lato goes,
Chivalato trying to go alone, is it the best option here though?
No.
I agree.
gap is really closing right now.
But EDK
Really?
doesn't want to let him go alone. There's 13 men in the peloton.
Now Alder has to go alone. In my personal opinion.
Because
Meaning
he has
with Sven, so the rainbow is coming, Maya.
You think he has to go because he already has the man in the front? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's also what I think would happen, but it hasn't.
And UK in.
Meanwhile, it's George and Joe reaching the peloton. There were a bit things have been a bit shaky for George in this stage. Let's see if he can recover. Trivelato still pacing, ramping up the pace. It's now 4.5 minutes. No attack from Aller yet.
And Brenner is gone, so Trivelato.
Wait, is Alder alone? I only see one guy.
Yes, only with his
is with one guy.
And George and Joe still three, but
okay, George just lost his third man.
Yep. So Joe only one with 3 riders, right? 2, and he's also looks like it.
It's 2 to everyone right now except Aller, obviously, which is second is in the front. It's been so long that I even forgot about it.
If I was Trifolato, I shouldn't pace right now.
Well, Trivalato is leading. Alders is behind him, but not in such a threatening position. So he could play a bit cold here if he wanted to. On the other hand, he can try and strike here and increase his gap. Curious to see what happens. Joe living the dangerous life as always. George trying to copy paste. I hope he's doing well. Him and his bars. And Alder, despite only having one man, getting that good positioning in the front, so he hopes it is good. It's quite a dangerous place to be in when you only have one man and you're right there behind the guy that's spacing. It isn't always the best choice.
I repeat, now he has to attack. Now maybe this next time.
In the next one, I was gonna say now, no, but in the next one, I would expect something to happen for sure. Yes, that's a question I wonder as well, Miru. And if you've played lobbies with him, you would asking it. I mean, you'd still be wondering why, but at least you wouldn't be asking it because you would already be used to it. Something that Trevo also does from time to time. It's a bit annoying. The chat is quite active and quite
Love to see that. Quite active chat right now.
Quite opinionated. They all have their opinions. They're not afraid to say them, and that's what we want to see. That's what we want to read. And meanwhile, back at the race, it's 4 minutes and 22 seconds, so it hasn't dramatically fallen since it reached that 4:30 point a while back. It's been stable.
They should use the 79.
Okay, now it's exactly what EDK is doing. And Trivalato places himself back in the front. Let's see if he plans to do something or he just likes to hang out in the front. Amogo's on the left side. Attention to him. That might be
a possible attack.
Might be a possible attack. He might pace hard. He's positioning. He's preparing. Let's see.
What did he put in his front one?
And Alders immediately getting behind him, sensing that he would go for it.
He's pacing.
And he's pacing. He's trying to go, cutting the gap and seeing if he can get his zone, but everyone is riding behind him, watching him close. It was an obvious. Oh, but now we have again. Trivalato let the gap open there. Kind of screwed EDK a little bit. At least it looked like it from the quick movement that I saw. Now Joe, Amoxos, Alder, and trying to get to the front of the race. But Alder is not attacking. He is playing it very patiently. Sorry.
He still has 1 minute.
He does.
What I think is that Alder could not pass with these two guys the top of the climb.
Question for you, Frabo, especially because you're the one of the breakaway experts of our peloton. Is this hurting Alders right now, continuing to go alone here in this group with his AT2 without going for it?
A lot. Maybe it could cost 20 seconds at least.
Might be possible. It's 2 minutes now. As expected, the gap is falling quite fast in this climb, and Trivalato
and Joe
Oh, I was gonna say Trivelato is about to reach, but in the meantime, they all get one man only.
The riders are going
Yep.
through a very tough portion
It's
with
now one man
percentages
show.
above 10%.
Only other as
Oh, Emma, we lost Image.
rip.
I hope he didn't crash. Well, is he the host?
Oh, rip.
He did. He did.
Damn.
Well, our apologies. We just had a game crash.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. And I'm getting pinged somewhere. We are waiting on the lobby to be remade. Meanwhile, I suppose this is a an opportunity for some to learn from their mistakes in race one, and we have Emma back here. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm just getting some info here. Or maybe he's giving his head on a wall. Well, let's hope not, Piero. His bars would be so fucked, says Joe Whiteley. I agree, me and Farber were talking about it. Things were not going well for him with that strategy. He didn't attack. He didn't try to join the man he had in the front, so he was pretty much alone with his 83 guy for so long.
Yeah. Should he have brought back the 78 to help him with that climb? When
It's
he
actually a
didn't see?
79.
Yep.
I say this because a lot of the commentators have called it a 78, but it's actually 79. Not that
Yeah.
it makes a big difference. But
A
For
screen
him,
is
70, the second mountain rider.
I mean, it's a 79. It's a second mountain rider. It's a unicorn if you want to. We all know it's the second mountain rider anyway.
so 100% did say all don't make it. So no one wins. AI. And we start again.
Well, can you guys take over for
Into
5
this race.
minutes? I'll be right back.
And Basu.
I hope the race will be more interesting this time.
Yeah, it only went interesting when the second half of the stage. I hope now more people want to attack. It was a bit boring at first. But the tempo is at least already higher than at the start of the last. I think with Basso now in the front. Trying to make a gap.
Basu is attacking.
With this 83 climber.
On these slopes, or we go with the 80, maybe only the 74 climber can survive behind the 79 climber.
Yep. 66
The riders
already
are in a
dead
portion above
from
10%.
N70.
Rivellato
Not to try.
is moving.
And Erika wants to follow.
DK trying to close the gap,
Yeah.
but
All of us
he's right
following him.
top.
And Basso.
The group split.
So Wu is in the front in there. Aldo with his 83. Oh my god.
Carthy
George.
goes onto the
Or the
attack.
train attacking.
Yep. Does that cost much energy when you do that with 6 men?
But we can't say anything about it because we are not in final. At least they are. So
Yep. I didn't even qualify for the Champions League with the road, so
So it's noses downhill, which will allow the riders to catch their
right in
breath.
front. Some big names.
the leader of Among Us.
No, it was this 84 cobble, 84 hill.
The result are bad. I told
Oh
you.
wait. No, there wasn't someone else. So, Erika with this
Not
leader.
understanding why
Aldo-
DK is not facing a commandment.
Yeah. And Aldo also.
But behind they will go fast.
So George is trying to get this whole team in the E1. And Aldo is following him. Okay, so now George has to work. Clear as that. Some guys in the chat are not happy with 6-man trains,
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
but it's George. If Lato wants to bridge the gap. And the king goes with the 74 climb and the 83 climb. Wait, is Basso fully isolated already? Looks like it.
I think DK spent quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why Amogus doesn't have his helpers in the through right now. He's all alone now.
If this attack survive, we pass this crime, it could revive.
I think so, yes. That could be. So Joe wants to bridge up also to Trifalato and 80k. Oh, that's
What we forcing, but I think a bad move.
Everyone tries to bridge up to in front. Although still with 4 guys, Basu going. And George also again behind with 6 men in the front a couple of minutes ago. So this race is already more interesting than the first stage. Luckily.
Random times. But
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind! The riders must be careful. This downhill is known to be very dangerous.
So the difference right now is 84 50 seconds for the 2 guys in front. And German Trifalato and EDK are in the front, so they have to work together. Trifalato, the winner of the first stage, Joe, the second place of the. And Basil works behind. They got 3 men. Same as George.
Kreuziger is off.
And attack. And a down.
I don't know if he will continue the downhill so fast or not.
I think they should calm down. Because Basil is gonna bring them back. So Basil is bringing the group back together since time.
Yes.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
And then the only one who didn't pace is George.
Yeah.
And he has still fuel.
Basil back to 2 riders now. And Trifalato goes pacing Roy. With 3.
Falling behind! A team leader is falling behind!
George is gonna attack to them. And
They are stopping.
Trifolato still with 3 guys. That's still impressive right now. And when I say that, this third guy is dead. And Otto is coming back to the 3 guys. If he can bridge the gap. Yes, he can.
We'll see a pro cyclist base on the top of this climb.
Is it 1v1?
And for you?
I think Joe is right now the best bakers. I know. He does what Joe does. He goes in the back of the belt. Let the other guys do his work.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Same for George. EDK and Trifolato now go. If they can work together, do you think they can make it? I don't think so, really.
Our rider has a flat tire. Let's hope he is helped out quickly.
Or George is leading flat. Aye. What now? They have to wait now. Ooh. There's a big F for George. And it doesn't seem they are waiting for him.
The race is completely open.
Yeah. The George got flat. That cost him so much energy right now. And ADK is with only 1 rider remaining, so but he's back in penalty with so 1 minute.
Go over the top, the riders breathe a sigh
On the
of
top.
relief and hope to recover a bit on the way down.
And Alder and Basso are controlling.
The problem. Okay, if the main group Relay, ADK, and Trivelato are fucked.
Yeah, EDK has only
My
1.
sincere apologies. I'm back. I actually had an emergency to deal with, but I'm back. What did I miss? How's it going?
EDK and Trifolato are with 2 in front, and the rest is win.
Okay, so completely different from what we had at this point before
Yes.
the actual crash.
It's a more exciting race.
Leo's saying George can still win because now he'll rep the whole stage saying, I punctured. Did he puncture?
Yes, he punks, yes.
Hey Leo,
No.
why
Climb
aren't you
features
playing?
some dreadful percentages. We're now at the halfway stage. It's a good time to take some food.
I mean, I know I am not. I didn't play the semifinal, though I was qualified because I couldn't. Why aren't you playing, Leo? Tell us about that. No, I'm joking, man.
Don't do this question to me because I will kill you.
Why aren't you playing, Fravo?
Ban, already banned. You are the first guy banned from the World Championship after this question. Of course, Miko will agree with me.
Yes.
Oh, naturally he will. The IMA probably not so much, so it's all good.
Guys, I have to leave you for a moment. Ghosty wants to beat my ass.
All right, thank you for being here. Are you gonna return?
Yes, when I beat him.
All right, see you in a bit,
Yeah.
then. And good luck. It's gonna be a rough one against Ghosty, but you can make it.
Yep.
All right, so we are about to see a junction here. I think everyone's gonna get together. It's still 38 seconds though, and EDK is down to one guy. Is that the 79?
No, it's the 83 in front and the 79 in the group.
All right, thank you.
But I think the group will be
Oh, Alders loses his.
completely compacted.
Alders loses his helper. That's a really tough spot to be in at this point.
Lol.
Yeah, Leo. I was kidding anyway, so nothing personal. I mean, it's classics anyway. There's always an element of randomness, aside of what you're thinking, that I'm not going to discuss. But we can always discuss it later. Alright, so one man each. Trivelato has his leader, EDK has his leader. Amoxos closing in, 19 seconds. He's the one putting all the pace, but his helper is dead, and he now goes solo. In the back, George approaching. Wanna see a bit more of zoom out when you can, Emil, please. All right, perfect. Thank you. So now we have George, Joe, two guys. Alders down to one. 35 seconds gap.
Now the situation could be very, 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 very interesting.
And it will be everyone with one man now as the climb is getting to its final part. And the synth that waits us isn't necessarily big. I don't know if it is technical or not. It would be something interesting to know because it will be crucial for the energy.
Oh, Joe Whiteley suffered.
But everyone is back together. Joe's suffering is something surprising. And his helper is like E3, I think, so not the best outcome for him. But at this point, if they don't look at each other, no helper should re-enter. But the gap is less than 1 minute. Let's see what. Yeah, everyone slows down. There's a lot of looking at each other right now. Let's see if someone takes the initiative. Oh, George, what are you doing, George? Do not wait for your helper, George. George playing a dangerous game there.
Dangerous for the spectators.
What, sorry?
Dangerous for the spectators.
Yeah, I mean, George ended up being lucky that they actually allowed that to succeed because everyone was just looking at each other. EDK also has a second man back. But
the men never use it as well.
Yeah. And the ones coming in from behind are even more useless because they're not gonna last long. As they reach just before the climb started, here comes Joe's helper. He's going to protect for a little bit before dying out. EDK with his 2-man is making a move, I think. Let's see. And he is. He's gonna go for the gap. And he gets it. He's risking it all now. After a very unfortunate first stage where he did an incredible show. Tried so much. Didn't get his sprinter in the group that finished ahead, which was unfortunate to him, and he ended up 4th, I think, of the stage. But now he's trying. And he is alone, zeros his rider. Well done, EDK. That's how you do it, guys. Don't let dead riders block people.
I don't agree with him. I think blocks of dead riders are part of the game.
Naturally you do. El Colombiano, do you think so? I don't know if you are being sarcastic or...
winning today's stage.
I mean, if you don't use a 4 and 6, you enjoy only the half.
No, El Colombiano is talking about the cold blood that the Europeans have, and he says he needs to learn. I don't know if he means it or if he's being sarcastic, but I do know that he's a big fan of the major attacks. So it doesn't. That's the thing, though. Attacking just because you want to attack to say you attacked, that's bullshit, bull crap, whatever you want to call it, man. That's not PCM.
I think here there will be
There we go.
gaps.
That's 2/3 of the race behind us.
And we are starting to see some. Because the Brits and the Colombian are behind. The German and the Eastern Europe man are closer to EDK. That continues his solo run in an 8.5 average climb. 10.4
This climb is feared by many
kilometers.
riders.
The
The
altitude is
percentages are very high.
2.4 K. And it's 17 seconds now. Amoxos desperately trying to close that gap. Let's see if he can do it. Pretty solid pace from EDK. But can he make it? Now it's Alders. Alders getting rid of the Brits, it seems. And I would assume George would be behind Joe at this point, because I see... No, they're still together, actually. Okay, we have 2 men in the front now, and Trivelato about to reach them. Would be important for him, and there we go, to reach before the climb ends. Can he do, or did he die?
Will allow the riders to recover from their earlier
Did not
efforts.
make it. And I didn't see who was in the front there, if it was George in the wheel of Joe or vice versa, but Leo predicting the outcome of this as expected. Congrats, Leo. Trivelato did not make it to the front group before the climb ended, which is very unfortunate. Alders now joins him. And 10 seconds behind, there we go. Joe Whiteley closing it quickly. But they're gonna rest a bit now. And if they do, let's see.
Yeah, and they would stop again at the start of the climb.
Yeah. Which is not ideal for them, but it seems that energy has been a problem for some people now, as expected. Let's see if Amoxos and EDK can cooperate here well. For now, EDK leading in the downhill. Super Tech is indeed DQ, which is ridiculous, but if this was an actual road race, yes, you would be correct. UCI sucks. UCI, if you ever watch this in a long distant future, you suck. So, yes, they are cooperating. Now I see Amoxos in the front. 34 seconds. The climb is about to start. Frabo, what are the odds here? Can these 4 guys still make something out of this race?
No.
The ones behind? You think not?
No. For me, not.
Right now, should they focus on accepting the situation and working for third, which is still best possible outcome
I
they
will
can get.
work for third, to be honest.
43
I will
seconds.
stay in the
climb
wheel
begins.
and hoping I will finish third at this stage.
And Trivelato again putting the controlling pace, or it looked like he would. Let's see. Someone
attacked.
attacked
The
IMA.
riders are in a portion
E2,
above
please.
10%.
And it's Joe Whiteley getting his own invitation for the party. Are they going to accept it though? He's not that far. And Trivelato still the one that might get hurt. Always the one putting the pace but dragging everyone with him.
This climb is impossible.
It is a long ass climb. 12.8 kilometers at 8.8% average, and Joe Whiteley has gotten his invite accepted. He is in the party for now. Is that a good move, Frabo? Do you think he has the energy to sustain it after
Destroy the couple in the front.
All right. Gap is within 30 seconds. A little bit of false flat there. And
said 100% he wants the pace.
What's wrong with their socks though? Because I have a hard time keeping up with the UCI bullshit. And there goes. There we go, everyone back together. But there's still a lot of climb to go. And we're actually gonna get to the very steep part. So let's see who manages better. Amogos tries to go when he gets the cap. EDK is the one trying to follow. And again, Trivelato is not attacking. He's pacing and he's taking everyone with him. This is not
on this
good
road.
for him.
The pacing of attacking alone is the same.
Well, at the end of the day, let's see if it pays up, if it pays off for him or not. Right now, EDK has joined Amoxos and they have a 41 seconds gap. This would be the time for whoever in the back still wants something to react, and as I say, someone does. Emea, who's E2, please? Sleepy there, Frabo? Emea, who the fuck is E2? I'm gonna guess Joe.
No, Alder.
That's why he was saying, oh, come on, man. Okay, I get it now. And Trivelato trying to, once again, put that pace to catch the front group. It is not looking brilliant for them.
Trivelato wants to join.
Oh, and George is gonna
I'm
get...
back.
Hello. Are you watching or... Oh, you were playing Sprint, never mind. How did it go,
I'm back
by the
now
way?
from the sprint.
How did it go?
Lost 4-2.
That's a shame.
Joe Whiteley said.
Oh, show us.
I mean, the animation. He did the animation.
He wiggled, but he's not bad. Should be close.
Going alone is useless.
Amoxos is going, and he gets the gap.
They said he has to wait. He has to wait Almeida. He has to wait him. And then go in 99. This is the only chance.
Let's see if he waits.
I'll do that.
Oh, lots of people paying the price of the steepness here. It's Alder going in E2. And these three do not seem to have a good cooperation going. And there we go. EDK joins. Alder desperately trying to get on that action. And these guys in the back are in a really bad position right now.
So 80k and very strong for this in GC.
We've got
EDK
15
asks for the
kilometers to the finish
99.
line.
Amoxos agrees. Now it's EDK 99ing with him as well. But
Oh,
Alder
well,
just
they
catching
were
in.
maybe joining.
Alder is zooming in. Alder is zooming in. Alder is gonna reach them. Can he reach them?
Gonna be close.
It's gonna
Yes,
be
got
close.
Oh my god.
Oh, and yeah, there's no
Oh.
No, he
cooperation.
will do last, I think.
There's now just 10 kilometers left.
He's gonna reach it, but
Yep.
No,
he's
for me
back.
not, for me not.
even if he does,
Oh my
he's not
God,
gonna
he's
have the
dead.
energy. He's not gonna reach it. He's dead. He's dead. It's for
Oh my god.
Amoxos or EDK. It's for Amoxos or EDK.
Ay.
Aye, indeed. This is gonna be. We're getting now to the final.
And the rest
6.6
of
kilometers.
coming back to Alder even.
There are
Yeah,
just
Alder
5 kilometers
completely
left.
lost it there. He completely died there, and now it's Almeida, Walter working together, desperately trying to keep those 45 seconds. They have this in the bag. It's
Yep.
for them. But which one is gonna win? Both of them need it badly. I'm gonna bet EDK, but everything can happen.
Tell him climb to go.
1.7 to go. The short
in
climb
such
to go. It's the
percentages
final
that the
sprint.
strongest can create some
1.2.
gaps.
Amoxos starts going. Is it too soon? Does
No,
he have it?
it's the perfect
Does
time.
he have it? He have it.
He has
Perfect
it.
timing. Perfect timing.
Oh, yes,
And
he had
I think
Almeida.
EDK finished the yellow.
Flato?
oh, it's Trivalato again. It's Trivalato.
Alder.
Or is it Alder?
No,
It's Alder.
it's Alder. Oh, Triflato 5th.
Oh, Trivalato 5th. And Joe 6th.
Is Joe with Thomas leader?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. The disaster for Joe Whiteley is
Aye.
big on this one. So, Amoxos was 4th or 5th or something. Let me just.
He was 5th or
recheck that.
6th. One of those
Yeah.
two.
5th was EDK because of entry points. Let me quickly recheck what IMA had placed. Oh, actually, there's the updated GC, so never mind.
Damn, Amaya, quick.
Yeah. Thanks, IMA. So right now we have Amoxos with this win, who was formerly, and that's what I want to see, who was formerly. I want to see where he was before. That's what I want to see. Okay, yeah, he was formerly 4th, indeed. So, new GC is Amoxos leading 155. Trivalato now gets to second, 130. He lost the first position, but still 25 points. Alders reaches third, 130 points. EDK 4th, 120. Joe Whiteley, 103. And George is last, 58. Everything
Well,
is
George-
still open except for George, yeah.
George can already forget his title.
George will not be getting gold. Probably not podium, although that is mathematically still possible.
Yep.
But top 5, anyone still has a shot. Top 3, even better. But those on the top 5, all is still possible for them. But it's gonna depend on what others do, so they don't rely solely on themselves. Actually, the only person that does right now is Moxos, because he has that 25-point gap. Trivalato, Alder, Moxos will win if they win the final stage. EDK and Joe need the win, but also need Moxos not to be second. So this is the current situation. These 5 can all still win. However, only 3 of them depend on themselves, because one win for them will be enough. Both EDK and Joe need the win and need the leader to not be second. And the leader right now, as I said, is Amoxos with 25 points lead over Alder and Trivalato that are tied. 35-point lead over EDK and 52-point lead over Joe. So there's still hell to break loose in the mythical Paris-Roubaix, and it's gonna come shortly. Guys, thoughts on this stage? Holy hell.
Well,
There goes my desk, but I can fix it. Ugh. Fuck my life. Thoughts, guys. Is Ramos still here, by the way?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so guys, you and the Damore, what did you think about the stage? Shocked to
Uh,
see Joe last, for example.
I'm happy for George because a guy who 3 months ago couldn't manage energy on mountain at all.
It's
Doing
called joining PCM UK. People should try it. That's when he started showing his results. I'm very proud of what George has shown as improvements. I'm just a bit sad that it's not going well for him tonight. But what about the others?
okay, Joe, very bad.
Yeah.
And I think Alder was impressive, to be honest.
Alder was in that position where everything seemed lost to him, and he still managed to get a third on that stage. Quite impressive, guys. Do you think?
He knew what to do. He followed the right wheel and then he sprinted at the right time.
Okay, I lost the beginning of the actual stage. What happened? I mean, Trivelato, I saw he worked alone so much that I expected him not to make it to the top three. What happened to Joe there? How was he dead in a situation when there was still a long time to go?
I don't remember. Maybe he played bad.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone. Not even the great PCM players of today's age, or any other, to be fair, are immune to bad days. However, Joe was the favorite, looking at the lobby constitution, followed by EDK in terms of historical weight. So, bit shocking to see Joe in the situation he is right now. EDK is Joe's fifth. EDK is fourth, but he at least has a, a a shorter mountain to climb in terms of recovering points. But both need the leader, which is Bastos, not to win, and they need to win. So very hard. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. So, wait, is it Europe League Day or is it Champions League Day?
Champions League.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Wait, I don't even remember who's playing.
Juventus is losing 2-0.
Benfica won last night, so I was hyped because
I was
that's the
also
game I was obviously. What? Sorry.
I was also hyped.
Yes, I mean naturally as an Ajax enemy, must have felt good for you.
Hello and welcome
Okay,
to
so
Compiègne
for those
the start
wondering,
of Paris-Roubaix, the
Juventus
hell
is
of
losing
the
2-0 to
This
Villarreal.
morning, the peloton is setting
Lille
off on a
losing
257-kilometer
2-1
ride
to
that will
Chelsea.
take the strongest
These
and
are
the
the current
bravest
scores
to
in the
the
Champions
mythical
League.
Roubaix
And of course, in the
velodrome.
Premier
route
League,
is beset
Arsenal
with
is
pitfalls, and nearly 30
2-0
cobblestone
down
sectors
behind
lie along
on
the way,
Liverpool,
with the
Yeah,
first
and
coming in
Brighton losing
trivial at the
2-0 to the Spurs.
97-kilometer mark, the traditional starter of the day's hostilities.
So now that
The
we took
renowned
football out of the
Crouet
way, and
d'Alembert,
IMA did his
2.4
celebration
kilometers
for
long, comes
the
after
suffering of
161
Juve,
kilometers
which
in
I
the
completely
saddle,
agree as
and
an
already
Inter
allows
fan.
a first race
It just
hierarchy to be
sucks that he's a
established.
Milan
It's
one, but
obviously too far
life.
from the finish for the favourites to fully show
Fuck is
themselves,
Mino.
but it's a perfect point
20%.
at which to
I
launch
am.
attacking strategies with a luxury team member.
Goodbye,
Riders
Valverde.
are
It was
slowly
nice seeing
whittled
you.
away
Oh,
with
Bravo
each
also is.
crossing of a cobbled sector.
Very popular.
And when we reach 20 kilometers from the finish, there still remain the fearsome Canfin-Pivel
So,
and
third
Carrefour de
stage,
l'Arbre, two of
we're
the most
250
difficult
kilometers
sectors that often prove to be
racing,
decisive,
and
and for which riders
there's
must
no
have
more
kept some energy in
tomorrows.
reserve
There's no more
despite their
stages.
exertions.
This is the final
And finally,
chance.
This is the
if
final
several
for the
contenders
goal.
for victory still remain, it will have to be decided on a
So,
sprint in the Roubaix
mathematically,
velodrome, as is the
as we
case since
said,
1943.
it's anyone's game to win except George, but both EDK and Joe not only need the win, but need Moxos not to be second. So it's a hard cobbles race. It's not for everyone. Some people play it better than others. What should we expect here, Daniel?
I think the normal guys who have the most experience are being in the front very much, like Joe.
Oh, George.
Oh, George again with a 5-man.
He's so full.
Don't know what you're doing, George, but let's see. It's 4 actually, yeah.
But I think,
Trivelato with 3.
I think guys with more experience are gonna really ride this race different than.
Then again, we also expected that in the mountain, and
Yeah, true.
the big favorite, Joe, ended up disappointing, and EDK, although doing well, only managed second. So that was a great sprint by Amogos that timed it perfectly. I don't know how EDK's energy was. I don't really remember it anymore, and it wasn't that long ago from what I was seeing him doing. But it still places him in a shot where it's still possible for him.
What should George do in this kind of situation? He can't win anymore the gold medal.
He can't win, but theoretically, I think there's still a chance for a medal. And if I was him, I'd play for that. I mean, who doesn't want to win a medal at the Champions League?
Yeah,
obviously, it's always good to be in the final, but if you can do better, always try to do better. At least that's how I see it. The thing is, George has no obligation to work for anyone in any situation unless he catches himself in a place where he could guarantee that win. But even then, all obligation for him is 0 right now. "21 men in the front." This has been a constant of these Champion League races, these long groups in the front, in the cobble races. Yes, Piero, wouldn't it?
Are in front.
What? Sorry, Frabo?
All the 79 are in front.
So, Villarreal got the penalty, so it makes us more happy right now.
Well, if they score it, it would be better.
Yeah.
If they score it, IMA, you can put some celebration music for like 30 seconds. I mean,
yes,
let's make fun of Juve.
It's 3-0.
IMA, please put some celebration music for 30 seconds, if you want to. Because Villarreal scored 3-0.
Seriously?
Yes.
Penalty.
My father is a Juventus supporter.
Oof.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. You're an Inter fan, right, Frabo?
Yes.
So am I.
AC Milan. Not fan, but...
I mean, since I'm not Italian, if I was, I would probably have a bigger detachment, but I don't dislike Milano, to be honest. I think... obviously, I'm an Inter fan, but I don't hate Milan. Although I do enjoy them when they do some riddies and all of that. But I remember some good teams they had in the past, and I was quite fond of them. But definitely an Inter fan. Trivelato attacking with 3 guys, and including his leader. Let's see who reacts.
They should react.
And yes, Piero, times 8 till the Carrefour del Arbre would be top notch. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. Trivelato, 50 seconds behind the main group in the front, getting 40, so around 50 seconds to each side right now in no man's land, but desperately trying to reach the front. Is this a good move so early?
I don't know.
because there's still a lot of kilometers to go, and right now he's being allowed. No one's really putting a big pace to catch him. So he's in no man's land. This can be dangerous here because either he gets there quickly or he's gonna risk losing a lot here. Okay. Amox was saying don't let Trive bridge.
Who was pacing in front then?
Yeah, I'd like to know. In Peloton, which is what the game is considering the main group as Peloton.
Who doesn't want Trivelato to bridge?
Amox was, but everyone in their right mind there, except Trivelato that's also there, but everyone else doesn't want him to bridge because he has the 84. But Moxos was the first one to ask people not to let him bridge, warning he had the 84.
It's gonna be difficult if no one wants.
Maya, show us the front group to see who's working.
For me, that if he doesn't have a bridge, he's bad. For me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's in a very tough spot.
Everyone is relaying.
Yeah, we have everyone. Well, I want to see.
83.
I genuinely want to see Alder's guy passing before saying he's relaying, but it seems like he is.
Yes. Not
yeah.
Something.
52 seconds. Very dangerous position to be. He needs to close the gap quickly, or
otherwise his riders are fucked because of the energy loss.
Absolutely, this can come back to bite him. But everyone is doing their work in the front. 50 seconds, 48, 47. Can he make 42? Show us.
Guys, for me, he is not forced to join because they want pace for him in front.
He is now attacking with his only rider.
Oh, that's bad.
He's with his leader. He's now going to bridge alone.
Oh, and they're 99ing it?
Yes. Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like
it. We can see it.
Desperately trying to...
It's going to be difficult for Trivelato right now.
And he will eventually end up paying for that effort because he is not allowed to enter the breakaway.
It costs him really much big energy.
Yeah. Perfect cooperation in the front.
Even started.
Perfect cooperation in the front, which is actually very rare to see in this game in a situation like this, but everyone did their job well too. Oh, who does... Oh, these are guys that dropped from Alder, not... Yeah, it was. And he's attacking now. I guess it's contagious. EDK follows as well, and now everyone's gonna go.
Wait, is 84.
Yeah, all the 84s moving because Triva still has his further up the road, so Alder's decided to attack, and obviously everyone will follow. It's now around a minute gap from Triva to the actual front of the race. He keeps working. He has 5 guys, I think it is. Yeah, 5 guys. One is pretty much dead. No man's land for him continues. Meanwhile, 8-3 is 3 minutes behind, and 8-2.
Joe is a bit toxic.
Sorry, what, Alder?
That Joe is a bit toxic in chat.
Oh, I wasn't even looking at the chat. Let me see. I gotta love it when PCM players start getting salty. I mean, I gotta love it because I know what it is. In the heat of the moment, I also say some interesting things. But I mean, at least this is funny. It's not like it is.
It is creative for me.
It is creative. Yes, there we go.
Some things I never heard.
But fucking coke sniffing player attacking like a pansy is actually quite funny. That's all I'm gonna say about it because I'm not gonna further comment. Oh man. Meanwhile, George working in the front of the race.
Yep.
IMA a bit more of zoom out.
It's raining.
Okay, good. Thank you. 4 for Amoxos, 4 for George, 3 Joe, and EDK is 3, 4. There we go, that's the front group. Trivalato still far behind. Gap is getting bigger for him. He remains in no man's land, but he has 3 minutes almost on the back group. Frabo, are you still with us?
He's muted and don't. So you have
Probably.
to.
No, I was just I was gonna ask him something, but he's not here. What I am gonna say though is that Emma, if you could show us A2, I want to see what's happening in there. I don't think there
Lower
was.
space. Still Trifolato and Honor.
No, that's A1. Okay, there we go. I wanted to see if there was an understanding here because this is crucial for their race, the race of this group that doesn't have the 84 further up the road like Trive. Right now the gap is falling. It's about to reach the 2-minute mark, but the question is, can they keep this understanding? Because Alder's first reaction was to attack, which is why Joe was pissed.
You're still in this group.
I like to see. Yeah, I think all the 84s except Trives are here. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay, Sean, do you know the
Do I know the
sentence?
double dick
Another
man?
race will
No,
not
I
begin.
do not.
No, no, no,
I
no.
mean,
You
you
know
did
the
tell me the
sentence
story
the
once, but I
sentence
do
that
not
the
really
commentators
remember.
said every time at this point.
Which one?
We are here in Troisville. They call the sections now. I don't know.
Troisville.
Almost the
Troisville.
same sentence.
You mean Troisville?
He means Troisville, yes. But I used to know all that shit, but I've since developed a couple more brain cells, and I haven't played with my sound on for years.
Yep, same. Next
Oh,
is
Swaxon, welcome to the stream. Ivor as well, I'm just seeing.
some new names.
Yes, Ivar makes the point we've been doing here. It would have been great, it could have been good for him, but like you say, if there was a second guy with him, could have been good. Now it's a big risk.
Flat tire! It always happens at the wrong moment.
Tell More that Arsenal are as shit as PSV are, says Swaxon.
Yeah, I read it.
3 Spanish and no Italians in quarterfinals, says Miru, and no Barcelona. Celebramos. Ben Swaxon, please. Emma, when you can. Talking shit about Barcelona is unbearable. As a Barcelona fan.
Also that.
Imagine playing with sound. Emma.
And graphics.
And graphics, yes, exactly. Oh man, okay. Time for serious things. Who's the guy in A1, by the way? I was looking at, just completely missed what was going on. That's what commentators should always do, not pay attention to the race.
Yep.
Yes.
Someone is pinging me, I assume it's Emea.
Yes,
oh yeah, Trivelato in front with the 84 guy. I did miss that, didn't I?
Yes, to go on now.
Well, let's see how his energy will be, but this is a great position for him to be in right now. and he's putting the pace as expected. He's gonna go on a solo move, or
I think joining the breakaway was a stupid move because going alone solo behind or going
I was
alone
gonna-
solo in front, it's the same.
It's not
That-
smart.
That's what I wanted to ask you before. If the price that he would pay for this would be big, but now he actually tries to go alone with
Wait.
139 to go.
Is George attacking with 4 riders and doesn't have his 84 cobble?
Yes.
Is that smart? I don't think so.
Well, it isn't like not what a lot of people
Look out,
would do,
he's
but
breaking
at this
away.
point he also has nothing to lose. Let's be real.
Attacking Daniel McClay, so Joe is attacking.
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind.
The race has completely exploded. It's falling apart, and it's Trivalato with his 84 man in the front. And Peloton, who's in Peloton? Is that the where are the other leaders? Because we don't have an actual time gap on them.
I've never seen a so chaotic Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah, normally it's in just one group, and
It's
then going with
very
all the
messy
riders
indeed.
over the field.
Yeah, Ivar, I agree. Ivar. It's a big risk to leave the leader alone for 100 kilometers.
We're into the
Bye.
second half of the race. The riders are going to be more and more on their guard.
Smart minds think. So George, who his leader is 1 minute behind.
Wait, really?
I don't know. I don't know where IMA did the line.
I need to see where the other leaders are, because this is
Where
getting
is-
confusing as hell.
Yes. Oh,
Is it A1?
I think so, because there's 5 people and all the leaders. Oh, it's 5 then, because Iflato is already in front.
Yeah, Triva's already in front where they is.
So it needs to be the 5 leaders, I think. Because
I
for the
mean, I'm
group.
lost, and EMEA isn't showing us A1, and we had.
It is
we don't-
the regie is like the Rai also. Oh,
No,
it's not.
It is not A1, so it's
It's
Hitchcock, oh my god.
they're spreading, and it's now Basto with his and Joe with his trying to reach the front. Everyone is now doing their
Oh,
thing behind on their
Idika
own.
had already his leader in front.
Oh, this has been
So
developing.
where is George's leader?
I'm guessing
Uh,
further behind.
Go in information and select the rider of the lead of George from info fan.
Yeah,
He
please.
broke from the pack like a greyhound.
He's
Hey,
Oh
alone.
my god.
Oh, that's
Oh my
terrible.
god.
This might
He got
be.
5 men in front.
I don't know what he's doing, to be honest.
He's left and now he's paying the consequence. George is out.
No, George is definitely out of this race. He was already out of GC, but he says, fuck this. Let me just fix my wheelbase. Okay, there we go. He was already out of a possibility to win, but this means podium dreams are over for him. Meanwhile, we have Joe Whiteley reaching the front group with his leader, where EDK and Trivalato already have theirs, and Amoxos is... Wait, yeah, there we go. Amoxos trying to bridge, but I think that was Joe's leader arriving, or did I misinterpret that? Because I remember he had men in the front. This is, yeah, it's Car, it's Pitcock. Fuck if I remember who's written one's leader for cobbles.
Guys, Pele pace in front. Joe could be out.
Is it Joe in A1?
Okay, not more. Can't believe.
Yes,
Oh, is
Joe.
he?
He joined, didn't he?
Where is Rowe?
EMEA sticks to the front of the race, and we can never know who's where. EMEA, you're drunk tonight, mate. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh,
He's dead.
George, dead but arriving. And if someone puts the pedal on now, he will be very, very fucked.
Is that this leader who was dead?
Yes. And his
Oh
help.
my god.
23 guys, 106 kilometers to go. 23 people in the front, so quite a lot of riders there.
The mass sprint.
You think so?
Yes.
I think that's bold to say, given there's still a lot of calls to come and a lot of itchiness for attacks in this lobby. And as we speak, Joe goes to the front to position for the whatever that's spelled. I'm not even gonna try.
Puncture! The rider will have
And
to burn
it's
some
him and
energy to get
EDK
back
in the
into the
front.
pack.
And there's a puncture, but not a leader, if I saw correctly. Oh, it's a leader. It's a leader puncture. IMA. But the race is launched, I believe. Oh, 79. Oh, it's the 79. Yeah, there's definitely not a leader then. And to be honest, the race is launched, so that would be tough luck that we've all experienced.
Yeah, good try, bro.
Good try. Much love, IMA. Never change.
Good try.
Why do you think 79 counted? Oh my god.
You thought he counted? Well, if you can make him cross the line first, we can debate that later,
Radio
but
2
good luck
has
with that.
announced a flat tire for a rider.
Again?
Another flat one for his
Ooh.
rider.
Not a good day to beat Amoxos, Bastos, whatever you want to call it, depending on the day of the week.
The woe of our man.
So,
And then, what,
how many
sorry?
flats are gonna be happening here?
Two, I mean, I don't know. If I was running the IMA bank, I would have started a poll about at least leader punctures, so people would spend their money
Already
like
one happening
idiots.
today with George.
That
Ooh,
was a mountain stage, right?
yeah, but still a puncture from the leader.
No, yeah. I didn't see it as I wasn't here, but it was his leader, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right.
So no punctures on the 2A. Nice. So
Everything is a bit more calm now as 22 men remain. Round and round we go until a few more will fall. Right now it's Amoxos and EDK taking the positioning for the whatever that shit is spelled like.
There's a rider
And
trying to
EDK
break away from
attacks.
the bunch.
EDK attacks with 4 guys. At 87.9 to go, he's trying to make something happen. Let's see how it goes. It's Amoxos and Trivelato immediately trying
Amoxos
to...
100% won't pace, and also Trivelato.
They were going in the front. I want to see if they're gonna pace or not. Here's the thing. Amoxos
The only
here-
one who could pace is the two one that could pace are Joe and Dada.
Well, Trivelato still needs to win, so Trivelato also needs to pace.
No, Trivelato spent a lot.
It doesn't matter. If he wants to win, he wants to win.
No, but I think he won't pace.
That's another story. Obviously, if he doesn't have the energy, he won't. But that he should. If he had, obviously he should.
mm-hmm.
But after that attack, yeah, no one is expecting him to do much in that regard. Another name I'm not even gonna try saying starts. Damore, wanna help us here?
A rider is
I
taking his
got
chance alone.
the bows.
No, that's not what I meant. But yeah, Alder goes and
Yes,
a
sorry.
very fast pace up front.
yeah, I thought you knew how to pronounce this stuff.
Horne a Bandines. It is not my kind. It is not my kind of French.
Okay. Do you have a specific kind?
Yes, the more southern French. That is North French.
Okie dokie. I don't even want to know. As we move on, it's getting messy, and now it's Trivelato again. EDK
Okay, this could work. This could work.
And now
Yeah.
he finally has company, so let's see how
Nobody's
this
chasing
goes.
behind.
He has company, and if they let it open, there could be an
Basso-
interesting development here.
Basso needs to work. He's the leader. Like normal people would say. Let the leader
Now,
work.
Basso is obligated to work because there's two guys in the front, and if EDK wins, he will not be second because Trive is there. If Trive wins, Basso will not win the actual GC. So here he is obligated to work. Which he is doing. He's putting the pace, and no one is closing, so he's well, not properly. Alder was having a hard time
That's really a
sticking
punchy
around.
attack.
Joe already trying to close that. George right behind. And Beuvry La Forêt à Orchy in 3.1 kilometers. Fucking
Oh my god, the big dog has a stroke right now. Wait,
No, it's
French things.
wait. What?
Pull
Sorry.
down.
What? I had a stroke for what? Sorry.
What the
Oh,
fuck,
for saying
Paul?
the French things.
What the fuck fell in your?
Oh, it's a metal piece that should be fitted in correctly, but it's not, and I can only put it correctly after the race is over. And right now, I don't even see where it fell. So
There's an attack in
Okay.
the main room.
Yeah,
Some
with
riders
it,
were
yeah.
not giving it their
So-
all and sharing the pace.
it got loosened, and obviously I can't fix it while the race is going, or I would miss the entire thing, as it's only 60 kilometers to go.
George is the only one that has an optimal pace.
What? Who? Joe?
George.
Yeah.
And he's the one that was. Oh, and there goes Alders.
On Orchis.
Yeah,
Yes, I
well,
know.
that one
That
even
one
I
I
know.
And the next one is O'Shea.
Oshie
No,
is
I-
Oshie, something that I can't see because the name is not full.
I'm not gonna try.
No, that one isn't bad.
I know Carrefour Le Havre.
No, this one, Oshie is Oshie, something that I don't know, but this one doesn't seem that hard. And everyone is back together. Round and round we go until it always goes down the same.
Who has the
And
most
everyone-
energy, you guys think, still?
Whew,
I think
it's gonna-
still Joe.
I think if Joe played it well, that could be the case. The thing is, we missed a lot of what happened behind.
But I didn't see him once in the front, to be honest. It was
yeah,
only Basco
from
when...
that he
That's
might
when
be
Joe-
good. George,
Yes.
we know, is not on a good position because he died
Yes.
already in the press with his leader, so it's not going to get better for him. Trive attacked twice, so
Now we
and
go
down
to
to two riders.
Also, DK attacked twice.
So if Joe plays it well, if Joe plays it well, I think he should have the energy for it. But it's a complicated lobby, as we've seen, and I'm being nice here. So
Joe? Attack
Again,
from
again,
EDK
again.
on Bonson
EDK before Monzon Pevel. Am I having another stroke? No, I think that's
No,
more
that
or
was
less-
right.
Trying
Once
to take
something
them on
fell.
by himself.
Okay. Monzon Pevel, okay. Okay, there goes EDK again trying, and it's Joe right behind, but it's actually a Moxos that's gonna close, and Trivalato behind. And Joe was gonna let the gap open, and now he's gonna let it open again, is he? Let's see. He is not. Very cold as always, and George still has 3 men.
He's off on his own. The team sponsor won't be disappointed.
Oh
And
no, no.
Trivalato again.
I'm not gonna try this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marinier
Ja,
Avalon,
Ringen
I
is
believe.
Ja,
Something like
ook-
Pontivo
second-
à Enevelon.
Yeah.
We should do a stream of us speaking, pronouncing and speaking French stuff
Apparently,
like
there's
this one.
another
You
puncture.
should try it
riders
with
really
the
should pay
Van
more
Wever
attention
from
to their
the
choice of
Cobblestokes
tires.
there. I can help you with that.
Okay. Next
I
time
don't
I
know
stream,
George is racing.
who
I
knows?
don't know.
I don't
George
understand why Givelato is racing with the.
I mean, I don't know why George is pacing. People say, well, obviously
The
he
courageous
has no
rider is looking to break away.
obligation to. He can't win, but if he still wants to try podium, why not? He's the guy that has nothing to lose right now. He's not obligated to do so, but I can't blame him for trying something. Doesn't mean I agree with the reasoning, but I understand it. I think the big question we were waiting on here, has Trivelato attacked once too many times?
Okay, I think EDK is out.
Wait.
Oh, he's alone.
No, he's Peter Puncher. And I think he's out.
No, his leader is still there.
No, I see his leader. I think it was his helper that punctured. I missed it.
No, his leader punctured, but from E1 he punctured back to the peloton.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was looking at the chat. Okay,
Another
that makes
flat
more
tire.
sense then. And Triva is still with two guys. 52 seconds actually. 29 kilometers to go. They need to cooperate here. Let's keep in mind Triva only needs himself as a winner to get the actual GC dub there. And meanwhile, Joe and EDK would need to win, and it would need Amoxos not to be second. So Trive in a good spot when we get to
1 minute.
Situanga Bourgel, something like that.
We spent too much.
We need a French in chat.
It's Steve are attacking by Amoxos, and he's going to try and reach Trivelato, who is about to be alone.
His leader is dead. Wiggles.
Oh yeah, he won too many times.
Oh.
No, the 79 is dead.
Oh, it's
No,
79, it's 79. But yeah, well, I wanted to see his leader because I wanted to see if he wiggled. No, he didn't wiggle. No, he's good. I mean, for now.
And now here we go again.
Campin en Pivel. To the Carrefour.
Another favorite is giving an edge.
I want to see her reach. I don't see George or
Yet
another
another
Where's
flat
Joe?
tire. It seems to be catching.
Oh.
No, Kubal Devin.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was that his leader?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
There goes the championship to our.
Terrible. I mean, this is one of the saddest things to see in a cobbles race, and we've all been there. And
Yeah.
EDK goes again.
The EDK is going.
Kilometers to go, 16 kilometers to go at Carrefour de l'Arbre, and it's Joe Whiteley that's putting the chase.
Joe Whiteley
We have
has.
here. Joe Whiteley has
We've got
two.
15 kilometers
Has
to the
now he
finish
goes
line.
with pit.
Oh my God, what
an
acceleration!
acceleration.
By Amoxos. What
This-
an acceleration indeed! And then there were four.
Joe is the most fit guy.
Joe
Wait,
is
George has
good.
2?
And George is attack! What the fuck is he doing?
Oh, George.
George, what are you doing, mate? Go! And EDK follows, but he's
Oh my
not gonna
God.
go, is he?
He didn't go full. Should he try
Yeah,
on the
he-
next double one?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Choof,
God.
choof.
Yeah, go,
And
Joe.
Joe, what are you doing as well? I mean, these guys with two guys, what are they doing?
They have to attack.
10 kilometers remaining.
9.9 to go, and let's see who strikes first. This is the final couple section, Villamahem or whatever.
Williams, him.
Okay, Villamahem. EDK takes the front, and he's gonna get the gap again. He's going, and George is the one facing behind. Where's Joe? Where's Amoxos?
That's
It's
another
now
rider
Joe
with a
closing
flat
it.
tire.
EDK deserves to win after this attacking.
No,
play.
he can still win. He can still win.
Joe and George have still got 2 guys.
Joe and George with the 2 guys. How are they gonna lose this? And are they gonna? Well, one will for sure. So how is what we want to see. And we're getting to the velodrome. 4.7 to go. The sprint is close.
Who's gonna win the Classics 2022?
Rivelato.
These 2 British have a launcher, so they theoretically should have a good shot.
Joe is far behind.
Already launching. Already launching.
Oh, it's already launching, but they only have 1.6 to go. And Joe's gonna go now.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It's too soon.
No,
no, it's not.
I can't believe it.
Oh,
but that's the fact he wins.
He gets the win. That's the win.
Does he win overall?
He wins overall.
He
We have our Classics champion. It is
oh my god, all the
Alder.
wins! And Trivelato gets second in general classification.
Trivelato is second. Alder beats the odds. Incredible. What a sprint. I thought he was that he had gone too soon. He did not. He persevered. And it's Triva second. It's EDK third. It's Joe fourth.
Oh my god.
Amogzo's fifth. That not only loses the leadership but takes a huge fall in the GC probably, and
maybe fourth or third, but still nothing to decide. EDK or
no, George is left.
Oh my god.
I think the order will be Alders, Trive, EDK.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, I think yeah.
I think I have info. Hold on. I think I have info.
Oh no!
There we go. Alder wins 230 points. He is the Classics Champions League winner 2021 edition. Second place, Trivelato 200 points. Third place, Amogzo still saves it by 3 points, 173. Fourth is EDK 170, dramatic, and then Joe Whiteley in fifth 138, and George last 68 points. Terrible race for the Brit George, and it was a much better for Joe.
True.
Meanwhile, much respect to EDK. I think he definitely deserves at least a podium. I enjoyed some of the things he did. He was so entertaining in several of these stages. Alders was a shock for me to win, not because I haven't seen him win stuff before, not in the Champions League, obviously, but I don't know if he was the guy that worked most for it, but PCM and sports in general, esports or not, are not always about, or never about justice. He executed it perfectly, and he got the win. Trivelato and Amogzo's, which I actually placed bets for the win, end up in the podium, so second and third, which is good for them.
I didn't even call Alder at the start of when we said who was the favorite. I didn't even call Alder. So.
Well, I think I said something. I don't remember. I'll rewatch the beginning of the stream later if needed. But I think I said he was something like a wild card, and I wasn't wrong in that regard. Yes. It was just messy. It was a messy race. That's all I can say. There were some entertaining moments in all the stages, I guess, but definitely not the benchmark of cycling we are hoping to see in the Champions League. Yeah, I think Mir was right. Before the last cobble sector, Joe's helper did seem dead. I did notice that, and I did wonder that, but it was really quick there. Well, first of all, congratulations to Alders for becoming the Classics winner of the Champions League 2021. The silver goes to Trivelato and the bronze to Amogzos, that in one stage manages to lose the lead, drop 2 positions, and still keep podium. Sometimes PCM, such as any other competition, can be surprising. If anyone wants to join for interviews, please do so. If not, eventually IMA will put the GC on screen. Yeah. Okay, no worries. Guys, in this case, not Fabro, he's muted. The Damore, thoughts on this, not only the ending, but the whole final itself?
Well, it was very very attacking. I like that one. Yes. It's very much surprising what we already expected from classics. Some big favorites already out in the first round. Some surprises in the semifinals, and now in the final also surprises. So I liked.
I want to ask the question that a lot of people would be wondering, but not asking if they were here. But I always like the controversy. We've seen this before in other competitions, in other rounds, not necessarily always in the final. But uh, are classics just too random at the end of the day?
Yes,
No,
but
no.
no. Okay.
Okay, one at each time. Damoro, you were gonna say yes, please.
Yeah, mostly of the times it ends in a finish, so that's the
In a
most
group finish, you mean?
in a sprint finish.
Okay.
So that's the most luck involved, I think, from all the three road elements. Is classics the most luck based?
Frabo?
Okay. For me, a race is random when it's decided by external events.
Bye. Sorry.
Made by the game, like random blocks or random punches,
Okay.
random flat tires. I
But
think this.
isn't but aren't those big issues on classics? To be honest, the random blocks in couple races, the punctures. There we go.
Yeah.
GC on screen. Alders takes the gold. Silver to Triver. 30 points lead for Alders. And then Amoxo's third, 173. EDK misses out on the medal by 3 points. Dramatic for the Portuguese that I would definitely elect man of the match to today. Um, very entertaining to watch the EDK. He always worked for it. He always tried it. Very entertaining race. Unfortunately, 3 points ended up not giving him a medal. The win of Aller, guys. Do you think it was? I'm not gonna say fair because that doesn't exist, but it also wasn't expected. Was it good?
After the first one, I didn't think it was fair because mostly time he stayed at the wheel at the first classic, but then when he played the second classic, yes, it was deserved to get at least a podium. If you see some names, comparisons to some names in the peloton.
Okay, I just want to say something as I'm looking to this. Uh, EDK would actually have made podium without entry points.
Yes.
So, as we said, if it came to a really close ending, the entry points would be something to talk about. For Alders, though, they don't really matter. He would have won by a 5 point difference. So, okay, yeah, Emma, just give me a second. For Trivelato, they also wouldn't matter. So there's that. I mean, the main benefit was Moxos with a 30 entry points. It was the race we had. Let me just check the calendar before we go to the podium to tell you what we have tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 17th, and we have 200 TT, Omnium final, and the Sprint final 4. That will not be streamed, obviously. I don't know if Omnium and 200 TT will. I hope so. And if they are, I will be here with you guys as always. So will the AMA. And I don't know if the Didamore is in any of these finals. We'll see. Okay, we're going to the official podium ceremony now, and let's have the Colombian national anthem. Congratulations, Alders! You are the Champions League Classics winner.
Can we speak?
Okay, we are back, and we expect to have at least Amox is confirmed for interviews.
I want to spend 2 words about Alder.
Please do.
I heard this name for the first time in Hero Cup of Tumardi, and I was impressed by him about an attack he did completely alone on a mountain stage, and he went like alone against 5 on a flat, and he won. And we said he's a cheater. And no, the truth was he knew that there was a very strong backwind, and he used this to win. I think this was a smart player. And
All right. I'm gonna have to interrupt you just for a second, but I will ask you the end of that thought in a bit. Right now, we have bronze medalist Amoxos with us. Good evening. That was a harsh ending for you, from first to third in the final race. What happened there, man?
I mean, I don't know. I should be happy for my first medal and at my first appearance at Champions League or any high level tournament. But
I mean, that's a good start. It's not everyone that can say that in their debut on road in the Champions League they did win a medal. But does it feel that it was harsh after losing it in the final stage?
yeah, I just feel shit, honestly. Like yeah. What else can I say? I messed up the sprint completely. I had
Try to talk us. I was gonna ask that. Try to talk us through that sprint. What went wrong there?
Yeah, I probably wasted a lot of energy in the last around 3K or so when I paced at 85, which maybe cost me some better places, maybe a third place. I think that would land me a second place overall. Because yeah, I think it will be a third place.
It was a third place indeed.
Oh, can you
Uh,
repeat? Yeah.
I said it was indeed a third place in GC. If you didn't know, it was Alders, Trive, and you.
Yep. I saw the
Okay.
rankings. By the way, I think there's a minor mistake there. Not like it changes anything, but I think it's 25 points for the fifth place, and I
Yes.
got in, so I think I should have 180 instead of 173.
You you were in a advantage position in the final stage, especially when experienced guys like Joe and EDK needed to win and needed you not to be second. Did you feel, however, did you feel pressure about that?
Yeah, I try to not think about it, but it's impossible. And yeah, I mean, it all came down to the final sprint, and I don't know what went wrong really. I had like two like 2/10, like a fifth of green bar left, and I thought I would be able to do that, but well, here we go.
All right. It was still very entertaining to watch your race, and congratulations on your first Champions League road medal. We hope to see many more of you in the future. Best of luck, man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
We're gonna talk to George now because I want to leave Alder as the next one, if possible. George, are you here?
Hi.
George, definitely not a good day at the office. Can you talk us through that final? What went wrong for you? What do you think went wrong for you?
Yeah, not a good day indeed. I would be lying if I said that I did expect to come last year. I didn't expect to win, of course, but I had hopes for at least a medal, maybe. Well, yeah, coming last and last in 2 stages, I think. Far from what I wanted. I'm not sure what exactly went wrong. All 3 stages, I was in a bad position every time. I followed the wrong moves. I missed the right moves. So yeah, the sprints didn't go well either. even though I had
So,
a good position as well, and lead that guy as well in the final sprint in Roubaix.
you actually were one of the two that managed to get to the velodrome with two guys. I was gonna ask,
Yeah, the
what
reason,
went wrong in that sprint?
from what I've seen in the live situation, I went too late with my leader, so I got stuck behind a dead lead out and was pulled back by it. That's the
Okay.
reason why I was behind. I would have been better off without a lead out there, I think.
All right. Expectations for the future. You think you definitely can reach more finals in the upcoming tournaments and improve more because you've already been doing very good this season, showing lots of improvement when we look back at the past season before you joined us in PCM UK. You think you can go even further and even better?
I mean, this is pretty much my first year as a competitive PCM player. So yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement, especially the last like couple or 3 months. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the Champions League. I've had 2 finals, I think, a Kieran win. But yeah, definitely there is so much room for improvement, like tactics and secrets that many top players use, and I don't.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully next year I'll come back even better.
All right, George. Best of luck. Thank you so much for being here. And hey, a final is still a final, so congrats, man.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, Alder, man of the moment. Frabo will soon ask you a couple of questions, but before that, let's get to the point. Uh, you won. I think most of us were surprised after the first stage, for example. Uh, you were discreet at some moments of the race. Uh, did you always believe you could do it?
Hi. Yes, was a very close stage. Um, the last stage, I think I took lost the one, but I can win, and I'm very happy for that.
I'm having a hard time regarding sound. Frabo, uh, can you do some questions in Spanish?
You prefer Spanish?
Not-
I think the problem is the microphone. I don't know.
It is, but maybe if you can try in Spanish, we can try and get a better understanding.
Ok,
Okay.
io me recuerdo de Alder como un corredor que contra a un team play de dos corredores italianos como mí y Grassi, con una gran con una gran cabeza ha siempre ganado contra dos que hacían un gran team play. Y yo ero muy seguro de que Alder tenía todas las posibilidades de ganar y de hacer bien. Y Alder, tú, antes de empezar la Champions League, ¿sabías que tú eres un favorito o no?
Sí, bueno, tenía menos posibilidades y las pude conseguir.
Esto no es el momento de hacer cumplimientos a los otros. Tú eres el campeón, Alder.
Como
Want to ask something else? Ron, are you here?
Okay, sorry, I lost sound with you, Frabo, for 2 seconds. What did you say? What did you ask me?
Do you want to ask something else?
I just want to say, Alder, congratulations, man. Many congratulations. You've done quite the good moments this season. This was just another one and a big one. Uh, I was surprised, not because I doubted you could get here, but as the final started, it wasn't looking good for you. I think you believed until the end, and that's what PCM players should do. Many congratulations, man. Best of luck for the future. I hope to see you get so much more wins in the coming races. Thank you for being here, man.
Hey, thanks.
All right, this was the classics final. There were there was happiness, there was drama, there were surprises. Pretty much what PCM is about. Pretty much what we want to see in the Champions League. But the party isn't over yet. Like I said, tomorrow we have Omnium and 200 TT. There's still two more road finals to come. We also want to see that. So stay with us. Tomorrow we will be back and we will be bringing you more drama and more happiness and more shock and everything that comes with the Champions League. Today and during this competition, we celebrate the champions. Alder is our new classics champion. Sorry, many congratulations to him. This was the Champions League. He is the champion. Good night to all. Thank you for joining us.